Okay, so good morning everyone. It's super early for me, but we're trying to do this bear trap. So first thing is we've got the bear trap that's about to begin. So I need to very quickly, go and get the king's buff. Now I hope that this guy's been going on for a while. Yep, 52 minutes, so I'll get that. And that means I've got that for at least most of the time that we're going to have the bear trap. You only want your rally leaders to have that. Okay, now underneath here where the little arrow is, I'm going to go into my city bonuses. Now this is the bear trap, so the first thing I'm going to do is increase, as a rally leader, the amount of capacity so more people can come and join. Today I'm only going to use the blues. Normally I would use the gold ones if it was going to be a big rally, but I don't think we have a lot of people on today, so I'll just use the shorter period ones. Okay, so squad's lethality, squad's attack. Don't need to worry about defense or health because the bear doesn't attack you. Don't need to worry about the enemy attack because it doesn't attack you. So I've got all my things here. It's got 1 minute until the countdown is going. Want to make sure that all my heroes have all their right gear on. So my main rally will be these first three, and I'll talk about those as the rally starts while I'm choosing those ones. And the next thing I want to do that I've changed the amount. Sorry about the background noise. I thought I'd fixed that, but it seems like they're still quite loud. Okay, and so for me, people use lots of different formations. Very simply, I'm going to use a 5-5-90 formation, and I'm going to save that into my trap 1. Okay, so I've got the extra ones. Here's my trap 2. I want the same formation. Save there. That goes into trap 2. And then I'm lucky enough that I might be able to get an extra one in there, so hopefully we've got enough for 3 rallies for me. For the rest of you may not. Now remember, the heroes are really important as well. Okay. Alright, so that's now time to rally. Alright, now the others have put it in. So let's have a look now. We've got Gil. I can join his rally. Trap 2. Deploy. And then finally, we'll look for the last person, which should be Lilith. Alright, and then we'll join our 3rd rally there. Okay, so now that we've done our rally, we're going to go in to the little icon over here on the right hand side. Now you'll notice on the left, once this little banner goes, we'll get rid of that. We've got 3 positions here. So the one down the bottom special, if you're a rally leader, that's going to be your little queue here. So this is the one you look for in regards to starting the rallies themselves. And then we've got the 2 joiner rallies that I'm in up here. If I had an extra one, then we would continue to see more up the top. So in the actual rally itself, you can see I've marked myself as yellow. Honestly, it doesn't seem to make any difference. It's meant to put you at the top of the queue, but actually nothing happens. So I'm going to go by selecting this row here. If I select this row, it brings me inside and to see who's actually in here. Okay, now I've actually got, that's Mandos, I don't know why that moved. Let's go back into me. Now you can see the rally is full. Everyone's in here, got 3 minutes left. So I go into here, I have a look. Now over immediately on the right hand side, I've got a little yellow flag, which I select. And I scroll right down to the bottom quickly, and I want to check that these hero skills, the rally members' hero skills, that they're all for either lethality or they're either for attack. Now I can see straight away that I've got all of them the same, so that's easy for me to know. There's a little hand here and it says on the first one that that's lethality by 25%. So I've got the right ones in there. And you can see that they're all the same. They're all level 5 as well, so they're not level 4, which is great. That means I'm going to get maximum reward. Then above it, we've got the actual skills. Now this is only important for the rally leader, not for the rally joiners. So my hero skills are 9 of 9, so I've got 9 of them filled because I'm using the SSR characters. Okay, so that means that they're full. And then finally I've got my exclusive gear. Unfortunately at the moment the last one's not in use, and that's simply because the game hasn't given us a cavalry hero that has a widget that is able to be used on attack. So I know that all of mine are okay, so it looks like our rally is going to be a really strong one. So just to help out, I'm going to quickly have a look at the other ones just to see what they're looking like. So let's have a look at Lilith. We go in here, down the bottom. She's got no widgets, you can see straight away, but that's okay. Yep, that's a good one too. That's lethality. That's a good one. 5, that's lethality. And then finally these two are the attack. So we've got attack up to 20% and attack up to 20. So it should be 25, but obviously the people have only got themselves up to level 4. But that's okay, they're doing a good job. You can see that some of these joiners don't matter. There's Nish right here. He's got his Amadeus, which is perfect, but Amadeus isn't actually in the list. So that means that his skill, okay, Amadeus's skill, his expeditionary skill, is not actually... I just want to quickly check, is Nish marching yet? Okay. Yep. So his expeditionary skill isn't actually maxed out. So when we have a look here,
shut up and fight.
When he goes to his skills, the top one there, when it comes to Nish, he won't actually have that at level 5, he'll have it at level 3. Which means that when he joined the rally, it didn't actually count as a top position, generally. Okay, so we've got ourselves marching. Now what should be happening is after the initial few strong people are actually going, then we're going to have as many people as we can join the rally. So these little markers are the people, the blue ones, the little teal colours. That's how many people are doing the rallies, which is really good. Okay, so we've got some good movement there. And over here, we want to see if they're full. So these green ones here, there's a green one, there's another green one, there's another green one. That's far too many green, which means that we've got too many rallies. The reason I say that is because you want to maximize the amount of points that you've got going into a single rally. So if I want to help out with one of these ones, just say because they're a little bit empty, I believe I'm ready in Nishes. Oh no, I'm not. Okay, he might have restarted that one. Let's go in T3. No, I mean someone else's must be. Nisha's got a good one as well, so. And remember, this is all just for ELI, so. Okay, so if we have a look at his, we might get a little bit more detail on what's happening again with our joiners. Okay, so we've got a lethality at level 5, attack, attack, and lethality. So that's probably the perfect combination. 2 lethalities and 2 attack statistically have shown that they actually yield the best results, but it's too hard to coordinate. So generally we just say lethality is best and we leave it at that. You'll also notice that the widgets are not being in use. So he does have widgets, but they're not actually being used. Okay, and he doesn't have a widget on the last one. And that's for the rally leader that puts that in place. So Nish has these 3 heroes, but one of them doesn't have a widget. And the reality is that they're not actually using their widgets anyway. Okay, because they're the wrong type for this particular rally. All right, so that should be it. We've had an attack, so we'll go back in here. Okay, I'll go back to my T1, deploy. Okay. Waiting for another rally now to come through. And then we'll have a look at the battle report. T2. They were quite lucky. These ones are not filling up really quickly. Normally they fill up super fast. We don't want to go into this one necessarily. Let's have a look. And the reason why is you're looking for this number here. this capacity number. Okay, so we've got here that's at 664. This one's 746, so I would be joining this one instead of that one. Okay, nothing against that person at all. It's just we want everyone in the guild to get the absolute maximum points. So we need to be looking for who has those large rallies. So you can see that this one has a million. So we want to join this one. The next in line would be this one here with 977. We want to join that one. And then finally, we want to join the one with 700. And they're basically the same. Okay, 700. So we'll go into this one. And then we'll deploy. Now, my recommendation as a joiner is that, we'll go into the report in a second, but my recommendation as a joiner is that once you've gotten into the big rallies to start with, okay, then you go and fix your troops, because the rally leaders might have put buffs on and your team won't count for that. So this is where, as a rally joiner, I'd be coming in here to do this, not before, sorry, correction, in to do the formations. So squad, formations, and this is where I'd be doing this. Now, we had a look, I'll just quickly show you the difference. Before we had Nish, and he had Zoe in this lead position here, okay, these ones here, but unfortunately none of these have an attack widget. So for me, I want to go instead to people that have an attack widget or are quite strong, and in the game currently, we've got 2. Okay, so Amadeus here will have one, and so does our Marlon. I'll show you those in a second. So if I was going to be doing this now, I'd want to set the balance to either 10, 10, 80. I've found that this is the best result. So 95 and 5, and the reason is you can't have more than 90 in any of them, otherwise the game actually starts to sacrifice some of your stats. It's a back-end configuration. So the maximum I can do is 90 before I lose stats. So I have to put 5 and 5 into the other ones. So I've got that, so I can confirm that. And then it's going to be saved into one of these positions at the top. Now you can have it however you want. We're lucky we've got an extra 2 now. For me, I just call it trap 1, trap 2, and trap 3. So I know that trap 1 will be the first one, and then I would just confirm it there. I've already saved it, so it won't make any difference because I did it just before we started the rally. But that's what I would do as a joiner. I would go and modify these to the maximum amount after you've done the first round. That'll give you a bit of time, because then it'll squeeze the troops up a little bit higher. All right, so we've got 1 minute and a bit remaining. I know the text is small and a bit blurry, so sorry about that. We're going to go into our report to have a look at the battle report. And some of the things that you'll notice here is that it gives you the amount that you've done. So it looks like I was in a rally here at the start and I ended up with 5 million, which is great. And then we've got a second one here and I ended up with 3.6 million. So both good rallies in there. Doesn't really matter where you come in those rallies, you know, first, second, third, it's irrelevant. Okay, it's more about just trying to get into those highly ranked positions. Okay, and then you'll notice that my rally is 44 million, and it tends to be why people try to jump into mine, is because they'll get some pretty high numbers. So if we just look at you know, person number 3 here, he's got 33 million. Okay, but if we went into their rally themselves, they only got 5 million for their rally. Now, why is it so different, you might say? It doesn't make any sense. Let me just check. 22 minutes for marching. Sorry for jumping over the place here, guys. I know it's I'm going from one thing to the other. The thing I want to cover just now is, because we're about to do it, is the travel distance. So we've got only 10 seconds to go. I know it's tiny, you can't read it, but 10 seconds to go. So these guys are going to march out of my city here. Okay, here they go. They're heading over to the trap. Now you can see 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, attack, and then they'll start to return. So I've got 10 seconds. I'm actually going to select it now and then go to rally. I've got 3 seconds left. Rally. Wait for the rally to say troops returned. Troops returned. Hold the rally. T1. Deploy. And that's going to be the fastest way to get yourself back on. Now again, we want to make sure for the optimal ones, so we're going to go for the big ones. So we've got 2 more rallies that I've got troops for. If you've only got enough for one, so just say you've got enough for two, then actually what you should do is maximize the amount of troops that you have in the very first biggest rally. So don't try and split them half and half. So don't put, you know, half of your best troops in one rally and then half of your best troops in the other rally. It just won't work. And once we're filled, I'll quickly show you that. Now, the reason that we might be getting a delay here is because they might have to walk further. So my other rallies, one's about to start. There he is, because I've only got one rally left on here. So I know he's just started. So I go in here, add my T2. I could send 0 heroes as well. It wouldn't make any difference. It's just that I know that my first slot rally has a level 5, so it's beneficial. So have a quick look how long we've got here. 1 second. Okay, they've gone back, so the troops are back, so they'll start theirs in a second. The third one here, that'll be ready to go. Okay, this is unusual. Let's see if we can get this back on again. Ended due to iPhone use. Yes, that's right. This will be riveting watching the iPhone connect. Damn it. I'm just going to try and reconnect it. Alright, thanks iPhone. Okay, now let's have a quick look. We'll go and see if there's any spot left in leaders. There is. So we're still okay to go in and join that, which is great. Now I could remove this hero and just send the troops only, which is also fine. But remember that I said that the 5th spot is going to be a high level. Now, we have a quick look. We make sure as a rally leader that we've got all the right people in our spot. So this is the main responsibility of a rally leader, is to go into here and make sure all of these are correct. If they're not, you're going to have to kick that person. So have a quick look in the rallies here, just confirming they're good, good, good. Okay, so here's one here that's a problem. So we've got straight away Defender's Edge Howard. Okay, so he's a defense guy. So we go out and we have a look at who's got them in the lead position. And it's just here. Okay, so in this particular rally, you would be asking this person, okay, the rally leader, to kick that person. So, yeah, Peter. Now, it might seem a bit rude, like why would you do that? All right, now he may or may not do that. It's really up to them. But what's going to happen is they're going to lose points, because this is how the points are magnified, is by these hero skills. So if you've got someone that's in the rally that is taking one of those lead hero skill positions, then you're going to be getting the entire raid have less overall. Okay. let's just check my march. Yep, it's about to start, so I need to redo it. Okay, rally. T1. Okay, and lastly, I know we've spoken about this a million times, but I will go and quickly show you the leader talents. So Chenko,
Shut up and fight.
Amadeus, this top position, so this flag is expeditionary. This one over here is conquest, so this is arena over here, but this is the one for the rallies. So this first skill is the only one that's going to be put into the rallies if you're a rally joiner. So you want this one to be the lethality. So we've got Amadeus that has that. We've got Chenko that has that.
I've got a good idea.
We've got Yen Wu.
As the wind whispers in the reeds, so my sword
How's
whispers
that?
in my heart.
And then we've got Amane,
How beautiful are the cherry blossoms today.
who also has a attack one, which is also good. Now the next season heroes may be different, and we'll have a look at it then. But they're the main ones that people should be prioritizing in order to join. As I said, you can join with no heroes whatsoever. So if we go into my formations, you'll see on one of my formations that I've actually got a setup with no leaders. So that's absolutely fine, you can do that. This one for me is a defensive one, so this is what I use to reinforce the garrison. So I don't need any heroes, I just need to send troops. So you can do the same if you don't have any heroes that have a strong lethality or attack, then just go and grab no leader and just send the strongest troops that you can for that particular rally that you're doing. I think that's about it. So formations are the most important things, so making sure that you go in before into your squad, into your formations, and then sorting out how you're going to be doing your trap. My method is I have attack here, so me leading a rally for attack, and this is at my 50, 20, 30. So this is if we're going to attack any of the keeps or sanctuaries or things like that. Then I have a joiner one that I have for attack. So if I'm going to join someone else's rally, then I have that. They're weaker heroes. Then I have defense, so this is my garrison troops. Then I have my defense resupply. I'm lucky enough to have 3 traps, so I can put 3 there. Other people might even have more. And then finally, this is a Vikings one, but we don't need to worry about that for this video. Now, I did say quickly that I would mention the widgets. So you can see that I chose Amadeus. And that's because here, the expedition, okay, for Amadeus has rally attack. So that means that will be active if I'm doing an attack. Okay, and that's 15%. So that widget will be active for a rally attack for me. So he's a really strong character.
Shut up and fight.
And we've also got Marlon, who has his expedition. And you can see here again, rally lethality by 15%, which is great. And then finally,
The wise man does not
we've
fear.
got Hilda down here in expeditionary, but what does she do? She does increasing defender squad's health. We're not doing defense, we're doing attack. So her widget, fortitude, is not going to be
The
active
wise man does not.
in my rally. Oh, have I got a rally? No. Oh no, I've got a rally, I just haven't joined anyone else. Okay, so we have a look. Okay, we go into Mal's rally. We have a look at our yellow flag. We scroll down. We can see we've got Amadeus's. Okay, we've got Marlon's, but we don't have the last one active because it's not an attack widget. Okay, so the game hasn't given us one yet. So next season, season 3, we'll get one, but we don't currently have one. So we're actually missing out on extra damage against the boss here. Okay, because we're short. Same as if we had a rally where one of these skills wasn't working, or the skill was useless. For instance, we've got Soul. I just want to join some of the other rallies just quickly so I don't miss out. We'll go Lilith. Niche. And let's have a look. If So we've got some widgets that are missing here, and also the skill here is good, but let's have a look at this skill here. So really good at doing construction, okay, but won't help the rally. So that's a soul skill. So these three are soul. So soul, that's a good one. Okay, health and defense for defending any of the garrisons, but for this is an attack one, so that skill is actually useless. This skill is also completely useless for an attack rally, and this one's a good one. Okay, so we do have a lethality in there. So soul is a good hero for this particular person, just simply because we've got at least one of the skills that's going to be really, really strong, which is a lethality. So that's a really good one, even though the other two skills, unfortunately, at this stage aren't really being used. All right, so I think that's about it. Sorry the video was so long. It's just we had lots of rallies going and I wanted lots of information. Hope that helps, and see you in game.